Alright, part 2.
Part 2 of the Scream 4 review.
We left off with, so then, Sydney, goes and meets up with Jill, then Jill's going to school, and it introduces us to the new cast.
Well, we still gotta say that freaking Dewey, they go to Sydney's car.
Talked about that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and they find the knife and the bloody
they make
photos.
Sydney stay in
and they're like,
Woodsboro.
alright, it's official crime scene. So
She's like, you gotta stay for the whole movie, Sydney, it's in the script.
She's like, hold up, we got the bloody knife in the trunk, you gotta stay for the whole movie.
Even though we know you didn't do it, clearly.
Even though we know you didn't do it, Sydney. Sorry. And it's like totally doofy.
But we're not gonna call the FBI in either.
Alright, go on.
We're just gonna do it with our small town.
We're just gonna do it with our Chelsea detectives. Go on.
And then, then it introduced us to the new cast, like I was saying. Jill gets a call from Ghostface, and he's like, what's your favorite scary movie? And she's like, that's fucking original.
And she's like, wow, that's original. What is this,
Who are
a
you,
Ghostface?
fucking whack-ass 90s Ghostface? And then it does the classic Woodsboro shot, which was apparently shot in Dearborn at a middle school.
Is that Dearborn at a middle school?
And then it introduced us to, like, Robbie and Charlie, the cinema club kids, and he's doing the webcam vlog.
We saw them at the beginning, though, when it first started.
This is where we meet it.
But this is where we talk to him in depth about what he's really about, and he's got the webcam.
No, this is where we first meet him, because it's the first day at school, and they're like, did you hear about Amy Teagarden getting butchered in the opening scene? And they're like, what? And then it's like the anniversary, and he's like, what is your favorite scary movie?
What is your favorite scary movie?
This is my anniversary question.
And he gets his freaking webcam all up on her, and he's like, Hannah Myers, what's your favorite scary movie?
He's like, smoking hot.
Go on.
Emma Roberts,
she's like,
Hayden Panettiere.
Alright.
And then Jill gets the call, and she's like, yeah, I got a call from Ghostface. And they go to the principal's office, and they're sitting there. And then Sydney comes in, and she's like, Jill. And then they hug, like.
And it's like, wow, total Hollywood.
Then it's like she goes home later that night and meets up with, then her boyfriend shows up, and right off the bat, they start using him as a prop in the movie. The bat,
you think the boyfriend,
like, hey, it's him.
Like, why do
I'll show you flashes.
They're like, hey, why do you even show up? They're already making a sketch out like he's not with the crew, and why is he hanging out?
But honestly, though, it is still pretty tricky, because you're like,
because he's the first one that's introduced as a suspect. So
because like, you think it might be like the first one where it was her boyfriend, where they make you think it in the beginning, and then you think he's innocent, and then you think it's him.
I don't know.
So it does keep you guessing, kind of.
Alright, go on.
But they don't really go in depth on his character. They just leave him in a shroud of mystery. Kind of like in Red Riding Hood.
Like he's calling.
Like that main character in that.
Go on.
And then, so then it gets our first other death scene of Olivia, Jill's friend, who lives right next door conveniently. They're watching Shaun of the Dead.
So they're on lockdown. The cops are out there.
And she's like,
because they're afraid, because Ghostface already did the first murder. And then so she's on the phone with her friend.
By the way, I freaking love Ghostface, Roger L. Jackson's voice. So freaking iconic.
Yeah, we'll get to that, but freaking, so then they're on the phone with their friend who's right next door, so they can see her upstairs.
He's like, you're watching Shaun of the Dead, and I'm in the closet.
Oh, hold on, and they're talking, and then they hang up, and then she gets a call from Ghostface, and he's like, you're watching Shaun of the Dead. And she's like, hey.
How do you freaking know that? And he's like, it's in the script, I'm in the booth.
He's like, it's
reading
in
the lines.
I'm in the closet, read the script. Read your lines. So then he goes
even the wine scenes.
and then she goes to the closet, and it's a pretty good suspenseful mode, because you think he's in the closet. I mean, because you're not thinking about the other.
No, you definitely know he's gonna be next door.
Oh yeah, you knew he wasn't gonna be there, of course, but
she was like a total I
felt the suspense in the moment.
No depth character, like it was just a total hot bitch to get killed.
So and
this was the first elaborate death in a Scream movie ever. The trailer makes you think that they're gonna go like more hardcore kills because of the Saw
Yeah,
franchise
individual
and shit.
kills where it's like,
But no, it
certain
wasn't really
individual kills.
like gore like
But
that.
the only
Even the opening scene, they cut the gore scene.
Yeah, the first
it just
scene
shows
was
the
really
knife and it
no
cuts.
gore. But the second scene here that we're talking about in the closet where Ghostface pops out,
And it's just like
she's got
it's kind of like a throwback like 80s
the grips.
style,
The
like,
grips got out the fake
guts.
bladder and guts and
Intestine.
everything on the butt on the bed.
Oh,
and
and
it
they,
looks real good.
And they dump so much freaking blood in
so
the
that's
bedroom.
that's the only original
There was so
kill.
much blood that shot is iconic.
And then throughout the movie, they're
freaking
just
love that
regular,
shot.
like, regular just stabs, cutaways,
No, because like Sydney walks up in there, and then and introduce us to, of course, the
So, I didn't like
Anthony
that, but
Anderson,
still
the
good.
black guy,
All right, so yeah, so they introduce us to the black cap and the
token white.
and the token white cap for the Scream movie, like, and they're like, all right, did you
Oh, that's
find him?
hilarious! And he's like,
And Ghostface gets
and they're
away.
talking about getting killed, and
Well, we didn't
they're
say
talking about rule.
we didn't say that he smashed her through the window though. That was pretty tight when he killed her and he smashed through the window, and they're looking across, from upstairs.
That's like a total stunt, man.
It was
Like
a total
throwing her
stunt-
through.
it was like a total
and
stunt
total
dummy.
And a
And they're
total
like,
stunt, and like a total stunt bitch too.
Yeah, and then they went to the guts gore, and that was the only original kill. All right, go on. To
And
the
then
next
he's like, "I'm sorry, Dewey."
And they're like, all right,
let her
Doofy
go.
shows up, and he's like,
Anthony Anderson.
and they're like, we let him go. We couldn't
he's
find
like,
him.
I was eating a Twix. I couldn't get
He's
it.
like,
I was eating a Twix talking about Bruce Willis in Ladder 49.
He's like, I was having a Twix
He's like,
talking about Bruce
if you're
Willis.
a young cop and your wife gets pregnant, you're gonna die.
He's like, if you're freaking white, you're gonna die. If you're black, you're gonna
If,
die.
if you're the black cop,
Hell,
you're
it can
gonna
go
die.
either way. Oreo or
If
the
you're
white stuff.
if you're the older cop, you're gonna die.
Double stuff, don't matter.
Hell, I could come back, eyes got shut.
Hell, you could be
I don't-
gay, and you're still gonna die.
No, the only.
No, they say the only way is
Okay, then it goes to the in-depth scene of whatchamacallit, of the cinema club, and it shows a bunch of Weinstein
Oh, yeah, and
Dimension
it's so
made horror
retarded
movies. It
that-
shows Halloween Rob Zombies 2, which is an awful movie, but it shows Death Proof.
Gail Weathers.
No, it shows the
is already-
original Hills Have Eyes.
Gail Weathers is already on a pursuit to like solid and Doofy. Like that's the other. They
Forgot
like,
to
wrote that
mention
Hollywood-
Gail too. Apparently, she's doing nothing. She's just
Married to
she's
Doofy.
just Dewey's.
She's just been married to Doofy for the past
She's
like
just
couple
Dewey.
years.
Doofy's like equivalent to the vacuum cleaner of Scary Movie 1. She's like Dewey's vacuum cleaner.
Okay, go on.
Do you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
She's doing nothing. She's not a reporter, even though she was so driven. Like they totally flipped her character. Like, and
Like,
they,
she's just a housewife.
even though she doesn't have kids.
You know, she,
"Ah."
so she just takes care of
She
Doofy.
wakes up. I'm bored.
Takes care of Doofy. All right, go on.
Then she acts like she's part of the media the whole movie.
Okay, go.
Okay, so then they talk about the rules of the horror. And they're like, there are certain rules. You pretty much have to be gay.
And this part's pretty kind of whack when he's like, oh yeah, and also the new thing is they're gonna have to be filming.
And virgins can die now.
They're gonna have to be filming the murders.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, wow.
How
give me
they
a
threw
break.
that? That was
You're
like,
wow, what is this freaking? What is this?
I don't even.
You're
They
like, what
should
is
have
this,
done.
cyberspace. You fucking.
Like I could have thought of a better
I could've
idea,
thought of a
like
better
hung
thought.
over on like a Saturday morning.
I could have took a roofie and thought of a better script,
I did take 2 roofies once
and
on
think
accident,
and did think of a better script.
and uploaded some retarded YouTube videos.
But anyways, that's a different story. Go on.
Yeah, and then they're like, yeah, we're having the Stabathon film party
So like,
in the
oh,
barn.
she's like, "Are you
Tell-
serious? There's a series of murders going on, and you're gonna have a party?" And
He's
he's
like,
like, "We're not
"I-
the only party. We're not the only keg."
We're not the only kegger.
And he's like, "Hey, Corey's throwing a keg.
We're not the only kegger with light beer watered down to
We're not the
hell.
only kegger with light
$5
beer,
a cup."
medical ganja." All right, go on.
And then it goes to that scene, and it's the Gale, like, they make you think that they're gonna kill off Gale, and of course they just, oh, it's just a stab wound. Ah, got me in the shoulder.
Oh my gosh, she's setting up the cameras, and you're like, "Wow, really, Gail? She's gonna be filming the murders."
Apparently,
Anyway, I mean, but then you kind of think that she's a suspect too. They make you think that she's a suspect because you don't know what the hell's going on really.
and we forgot to mention Marley Shelton's character, another Hollywood actress, so they hired as the cop.
Oh yeah, they call up the Hollywood hotline. They're
She
like,
just
"Send us
throw
over-"
like a
they're like, "Send us over
subplot,
a
like
bitch."
twist, like, hey, she likes Dewey, she's got a crush on Dewey also.
Hey, she's got a crush on
Hey,
Dewey.
Dewey
also.
might make out with her in a
Hey,
scene.
Dakota's got a crush on Dewey. Go on.
No, the
Joni knows
Stabathon
Chachi.
party was pretty tight though.
All right, go on.
Stabathon party was pretty tight.
Yeah, I know, but go on. So it's pretty.
Then
They got all the guys.
no, then Anthony Anderson and the 2 cops get killed.
And you're like, seriously, yeah. You're like,
And he's
yeah.
like, fuck Bruce Willis.
You're like, yeah. You're like, all these seniors.
And it's
actually,
totally Anthony Anderson improvising. I love his work, but
yeah, you're like,
I
these
don't know what he
seniors got
was
it completely
doing.
organized at a barn with a projector screen. I'm sure they had light beer and everything. Yeah, totally Hollywood. Go on.
Oh, the film party still. That was pretty pathetic. Alright, we're gonna do
Part 3 here, so
the
check out part 3.
total
Scream
ending
4
of
review.
Scream 4.
We'll sum it up.
Actually, let's get like 30 more seconds of something in here because I want to do a recap at the end.
Let's
So then
recap.
the aunt gets killed, which is Jill Myers' mom, which is
Oh, I love
Sydney's
that
aunt,
scene
which is
before the barn.
Maureen Prescott's sister. The whore, you know, from the first one, of which is why all these Scream killers started 15 years ago, is when Maureen Prescott started banging Billy's mom.
And you're, like,
Anyway.
and you're like, wow.
Anyway, so Ghost Phil kills her, and Nev Campbell's just chilling out at Jill's house, and Jill's like, oh, I know there's a freaking psychopathic killer on the loose, and I've already gotten threatened, but I'm going over Kirby's, because it's the
Hey,
15th anniversary,
I'm
and
going over to Kirby's.
I gotta see Saw 7.
With a light beer. Alright, check out part 3.
And it's just like freaking Emma Roberts smoking hot, and so she goes over, and Anthony Anderson gets stabbed in the forehead, and then Nev Campbell freaking like goes to Nev Campbell's like, I gotta get Jill, so she goes to Kirby's, and we're gonna talk about that the whole ending on part 3.